Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Monday of Monday's Threads and mondayjisenga.com. In today's video, we will finally be working on a pattern. We will be making an easy maxi dress with basic sewing skills. If you know how to do a straight stitch, if you know how to do a zigzag stitch, if you can sew in a straight line, then this is the video for you. Simple techniques we will be learning: how to insert an elastic at the waist and how to insert a sleeve. On that note, get your pattern out and let's get sewing. Briefly study your pattern looking at all the information listed in the booklet. The booklet will contain ways to lay out your patterns on your fabric and, of course, how to sew your pattern pieces. But my video will be a visual guide of how to do that. Prep your pattern for cutting. Some people prefer to iron or lightly press their pattern. I don't usually do that, but do what works best for you. Go ahead and cut out your pattern pieces. I use a rotary cutter, but you are free to use a scissors. I use a rotary cutter because it is faster. Before you cut out your fabric, make note of all the pattern markings like the cut on fold, the waistline, the notches, and all of that information is referenced in your pattern booklet. You also want to make sure that the pattern corresponds to your measurements, like where your waistline falls, and you can use your updated measurement chart, which I provided in a previous video. Go ahead and place your pattern pieces on the fabric as your pattern instructions have directed, and you can go ahead and cut out your fabric. You can use a scissors or a rotary cutter or whatever you have available. Remember to cut out your notches, refer to the pattern instructions for how to do that. Once done, pin the front and the back pieces with the right sides facing together, matching your notches. Once done, go ahead and sew, and to clean our finishes, we will use a zigzag stitch. If you have a Brothers sewing machine, the CS6000, this is how you select your zigzag stitch. It is option number 4, and I increase the stitch length and the stitch width. Place your fabric at the seams and go ahead and sew. This is what your sewn bodice should look like. After the zigzag stitch, if you feel that you have excess, you can go ahead and trim that. With the suggested amount from the pattern booklet, fold and pin your neckline. Once done, go ahead and fold a second time and pin that down. When you are done with that, you can go ahead and sew that down with a straight stitch. Final look of the bodice. Go ahead and fold and pin your sleeves. You can go ahead and sew down your sleeve. Also note to gather stitch at the top of the sleeve. Refer to your pattern instructions. Attach the sleeve to the bodice. Pin the center seam of the sleeve to the center seam of the bodice armhole. Try and keep the threads that you basted separate and away so that you don't pin them down. Pin the top center of the sleeve and the bodice. Once that's done, slightly pull on your thread to gather enough of the fabric to fit into the bodice armhole. Pin down the area and do that for the rest of the sleeve. Once done, go ahead and sew down your sleeve, and you can hem your sleeve while you're at it. This is what your bodice should look like after you've sewn in your sleeves. After you cut out the skirt bottom, go ahead and gather stitch the top part. Once done, pin the side seams of the bodice and the skirt. Gather the skirt so it fits with the width of the bodice, and once you do that, you can go ahead and pin those two together. Now, instead of an elastic casing, which the book suggests, I will be sewing the elastic onto the attached bodice and skirt, and I will show you this in the next part. Place the pinned pieces onto the sewing machine and place the elastic as shown. For this part, I will just let you watch it because it's hard to explain. I use a zigzag stitch and lightly pull the elastic to give it stretch. Lightly pull and sew. Once done, this is what the elastic waist looks like. Trim the excess if you like, and remember to hem the rest of the dress. Okay, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it easy to follow along. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you. If you did get a chance to make this dress, please share some pictures. You can find me on my social media on Monday's Threads, Monday_threads, on Instagram. I will provide all of that information in the description box. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video.